Here we go, folks, down to the final four here at the Xtra Frame Downums Waste Services Jonesboro PBA Open. It's going to be Tommy Jones facing off against Connor Pickford in the opening match. Winner takes on Francois Lavoie. Winner of that match will take on tournament leader Kyle Troup, who will be looking for his second PBA Tour title. The funny thing here about the Stepladder finals is just a little bit of an experience gap, Randy. We have 18 combined PBA Tour titles. Tommy Jones owns 16 of them.
A funny thing happened on the way to the top four Stepladder finals.
That's right. That's right. Experience prevails and sneaks its way into the Stepladder finals.
Connor Pickford with one title, a doubles title with partner Anthony Simonson. Tommy Jones with all the experience, all the wins. 16 titles, majors, former player of the year.
From Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones.
Interesting to watch practice. Tommy Jones was tinkering a bit with some urethane from way out. He's got that urethane piece in his hand again, it seems. And Tommy was telling me, you know, when I talked to him about a strategy for this match, Randy, that the transition just seemed to be happening so fast, especially on the fresh. He said as soon as you left the four-pin, you had to make this gigantic move, and then it was just, you didn't know what was going to happen after that. So I think he's using urethane to try and contain that transition here.
A little more predictable, less transition with the urethane. However, you know, urethane carries oil to the back part of the lane, whereas reactive resin actually dries up the front and moves it side to side. So, Tom Doherty, is he using urethane? Yeah, Tom Doherty tells us that Tommy's going to go with the urethane, playing around in between first and second arrow. So,
always the troublemaker, huh?
So the idea is that he's got a little bit of check, hook area to the right, a little bit of hold, and if he can sustain a good enough look and a good enough ball reaction throughout the course of the Stepladder finals, that it may wreak havoc for his opponents who aren't using urethane. Tom will be carrying oil down the lane. He'll see the transition. It'll be a little less severe, and he'll have that look. If he can maintain that look, he thinks it's a big advantage for him over the other opponents. So we'll just wait and see if it's A, enough to get to the pocket on a consistent basis, and B, when it does get there, will it knock all 10 down? Tom Doherty telling us the right lane a little bit tighter than the left.
And Connor Pickford, for his part, was
that was easy for you to say.
Yeah, I'll say that 3 times fast. Connor was telling me that he's either going to be using the Critical or the Menace, a couple of roto grip pieces. He really wants to be able to find a shot from outside of everyone. He believes if he can find something further out than anyone else is playing, he'll be tough to beat. We saw him take that chance earlier today, Randy, from way out. It worked for him for a little bit, but then he had to move off and move inside. Oh boy, trip 2 for Tommy Jones in the opening shot.
Huge break to start. Tommy Jones gets it just a shade right, and he gets just enough of the head pin to trip the 2-pin out. If he can find a home with that urethane ball, he may wreak havoc in terms of ball reactions for the other players.
Because of that carry down?
Because of the carry down.
It doesn't look like Connor's going to be playing from way out. Not at all.
Straight up 10.
Great shot. You can't ask for much more from Connor on that opening pitch.
Oh, I like his chances if he throws 9 more of those.
Absolutely.
Such a tough pattern. Now, with the players being on one pair of lanes, not moving all over the house, I look for a little bit more consistency on this pair, given the fact that Frankie Lavoie is going to be playing pretty close to where Connor Pickford is. And I actually look for Kyle Troup to actually have an advantage with the two-handed style. Once he takes the lanes, he may have a real nice dry spot to throw into.
Oh man, and even the messenger can't come through for Connor. Another 10-pin consecutive pocket shots and only 9 spares to show for it.
The good sign is that he's hit the pocket twice in a row. As you see the messenger right in front of the 10. Bad news is he doesn't have a strike yet. However, Tommy Jones has to prove that he can hit the pocket with Connor Pickford. PBA title on the line, lots of cash. $15,000 to the winner.
Indeed.
Not bad for a weekend's work.
Not at all. This will give us a nice close look at where exactly Tommy Jones is playing. Oh boy. Tugged it a smidge, Randy, and maximum penalty.
You see, and that's the problem. If you're throwing urethane and you can't get it in a board and have it lay there, it's no good. He's playing right around the same spot that Connor Pickford is. But if you can't get the urethane ball up the lane just a hair, just inside a target, without it going through the nose, it doesn't do you any good, right? Because certainly you can't throw it to the right. It's not going to hook.
Yep.
The whole purpose of throwing the urethane ball is to create a little bit of hold, have it read early if you get it to the right of board, but if you get it in, it's got to lay there. After 2 frames, Tommy Jones, strike open. How long does he stay with the urethane ball? Will be the big question. Connor Pickford, his first 2 shots, both perfect in the pocket. Even though he doesn't have a strike to show for it, it's still a really good sign. We are coming to you live, folks, from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Tommy Jones, left lane, 3rd frame.
Another trip two, you believe it? Consecutive trip twos on the left-hand lane for Tommy.
Twins on lane 17. Kyle Troup standing just to our left saying, only urethane carries that hit.
So if you're Connor, you know you're bringing the ball into the hole, you're going to just keep playing where you're playing and hope to start carrying. Oh boy, threw that one out the window, Randy. My goodness.
Looked fast and it looked right. Keep in mind, folks, the margin for error out there right now is about, oh gosh, maybe about 2.5 inches if you throw it good. Maybe 3. So you got a 3-inch area to hit and still get the ball to the pocket.
It's not a lot of inches, Randy.
Moves a little bit right, uses the same strike line. Ball crosses there and covers the 1, 2, 4, 8. Perfectly. Connor Pickford looking for title number 2.
And strike number 1, I mean, he can keep closing frames, that's great, but I have a feeling it's going to take a strike or 2 to beat Tommy here.
Disheartening. 3 shots in the pocket, no strikes. Now what do you do? Because right now your brain's saying, well, I guess I got to change balls. I got to do something different because I'm hitting the pocket and I can't strike with what I'm doing. And it's a bad spot to be in, even though he's the leading in this match. Because if Tommy Jones steps up and throws 2 right here, all of a sudden he's trailing, and now his mind is saying, well, what's the adjustment? I can get to the pocket when I throw it good, but I can't strike. What ball, standing where, looking where? I think this is the key shot of the match right here, what Tommy Jones does on this right lane. I think that he liked the shot that he threw the last time in the second frame, but it went high. So if the adjustment is, if there's an adjustment made, he executes and it works, I think the momentum swings totally in Tommy Jones's corner.
What a shot from Tommy there, Randy. Responding off of that disastrous shot last time on 18 with the big split and open.
Tommy Jones just takes the lead with that hit right there. It looks like he moved in just a pinch, created just a hair more angle. Now, he has 2 strikes on the left lane, but has yet to hit the pocket on the left lane.
So after 2 consecutive trip twos, Randy, I guess he made an adjustment off of those 2 shots and perhaps overcompensated.
That looked soft. I mean, the ball speed looked really slow, and that's probably after the back-to-back trip twos, but I mean, I think he really liked the execution of that shot, but ultimately the ball goes through the nose and he pays for it.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, it's feast or famine for Tommy right now. Strike or catastrophe.
Lead swings back into Connor Pickford's corner. Tommy Jones, 3 strikes, 2 open frames through 5. At a 183 pace right now, Connor Pickford at a 194 pace. And Connor still looking for his first strike of the match. And you can see just how sensitive the oil pattern is, even with urethane.
Absolutely.
Look out.
Wow. Out the window twice in a row on lane 18 now.
Another wide right shot. Just hanging around. You know, the thing that you don't want to do, especially to a Hall of Fame, a future Hall of Famer, is to give him opportunities and let him hang around. And that's what Connor's doing right now, not taking advantage of the openings given to him. 47 feet of evil is this oil pattern, and just tricky, nasty, and the margin for error extremely small.
Oh, that's got to way off too. Oh my goodness.
Ball change through the nose and leaves the 6-7-10. This is like watching a tennis match. Back and forth, back and forth. Players trying anything and everything they can do to strike and get their ball in the pocket. Connor Pickford yet to strike. Now looking at a potential open frame with the lead swinging back to Tommy Jones.
Could 17 have, could the transition have begun that rapidly on 17 that we've gone from trip twos to checked up high shots for splits?
Without sitting directly behind the pair, I can't tell if Connor got that inside of target or not. If there is early hook on lane 17, that would be the difference maker. Remember, Tom Doherty told us at the start of this match, lane 18 is actually tighter. That's the shot that Tommy was looking for when he split the second frame. Got it inside, got it left the target, and it laid there like a frozen rope. Now, 17, remember, trip two gets soft, goes through the face. That is definitely a little bit left the target. When I say a little bit, I'm talking about an inch. That looked like a fourth left of the last strike he threw on 18.
Absolutely.
Big shot coming up right here.
Huge strike for Tommy Jones there, Randy. I mean, that lane's been his nemesis even on the trip twos and goes left and one around. What do I do to put the ball really flush in the hole? And finally, he gets closer than ever on 17.
First pocket strike on that lane for Tommy this game.
Well, Pickford needs to start striking now.
Down by 16. You can see he tried to go more direct. In you know, that target, that 8 board where he was throwing the first ball to and going light, missing the head pin, that was over 8-2, but it was more right to left. I think he could have kept his feet in the same spot and just moved his target left. Tommy Jones is actually left of him.
And now look at this, a whiffed single pin spare.
And just the worst time for something like this to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No strikes for Connor Pickford in this game. And now an open frame, Tommy Jones in complete control.
You think some mental fatigue may have set in there in the 7th frame for Connor after scuffling all match?
I think there's a lot of mental fatigue going on with the players right now, having bowled 8 games already today on this demanding oil pattern. And then, you know, it's just the mental drain just takes a toll on you physically. After a while, you know, it's really hard to decipher anything.
Looks a lot like the last shot, Randy, and it was.
Beautiful.
Like you suggested earlier, Randy, and I completely agree. If he gets lined up with a urethane piece, I mean, how hard is he going to be to beat here? That's a tough out for sure.
It's going to scoot more when it sees oil. It's not going to respond as quick off the dry. And it's just a matter of Tommy Jones executing and seeing it, and then believing in the ball reaction that he's creating. Wow. Look out.
And it recovers.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
So when a player sees that, like right now, Tommy Jones is going, are you kidding me? This is right of target. That ball hits the lane, checks, and catches enough of the head pin to carry that light.
Hey, even Tommy's standing at the foul line thinking, really?
Yeah. Match 1 goes to Tommy Jones.
Wow.
Max score for Connor Pickford, 196. Look out.
Another one out the window.
Just did not execute, especially on the right lane. He knows it. Tommy Jones can strike out for 230. He is going to face Frankie Lavoie in our next match. Tough start for Connor when he hit the pocket first 2 out of 3 shots and didn't strike. And you're watching your opponent go trip two, and even though Tommy had those open frames, you know, Tommy doesn't have a spare in this game. He's got 7 strikes and 2 open frames, not a spare. And he's going to win. There you go. A little icing on the cake. How about another swift kick in the stones for Connor Pickford? Because quite honestly, we've seen it all day long. I mean, players just grinding and grinding and grinding, and then the next thing you know, they throw a great shot and they get it just right in the gut.
Well, certainly not the performance Connor Pickford was hoping for here with a possible 165. But he just got caught in that quicksand. I've seen so many tour players get caught in. When you're bringing the ball to the pocket, but you can't carry the 10, and then finally you feel forced to make an adjustment, and it turns out to be worse than it was earlier.
He tried. I mean, he made a ball change halfway through, but you know, it's a 1-game match, and you got to dance with the one you brought. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
1-game matches are brutal. You either have it when that match starts, and if you don't, and your opponent doesn't get too far ahead of you, you better figure out something quick. even with the urethane ball, you can see just how sensitive the front part of the lane is, the roll pattern. It's incredible. I mean, these are the greatest bowlers in the world, and this pattern is reducing them to mere mortals in the world of bowling. Tommy Jones is going to escape game one with just a small, meager 2-team game.
There's his first spare of the match.
Pickford finishes in 4th place, will receive $2,500. Nice tournament, Connor, obviously in a very challenging condition. Tommy Jones advances to bowl Frankie Lavoie. Frankie just joined the PBA earlier this year. He's already won his first PBA regional title. 5-time Team Canada member Frankie Lavoie.
Okay, guys, we're back. We've got Francois Lavoie warming up to face the winner of last match, Tommy Jones. Tommy Jones defeating Connor Pickford using a urethane piece. Kyle Troup awaits the winner. He is the top seed. I talked with Francois Lavoie earlier. He says he's going to likely be using a Storm IQ Nano. Wants to be playing from outside. So did Connor Pickford. Didn't work out all that well for Connor. But we'll see what Francois can do here.
Frankie was going real straight from out
Yep.
in practice and almost looked like he was trying to go right to left. using a fairly strong rolly ball. Now he's in between second and third arrow. That's just how much the lanes have transitioned after just one game.
He told me it's nice to finally have his first crack at a PBA Tour title, by the way. He had just missed the show at the Masters last year. He also made the top 24 at the U.S. Open. This is his first time contending in the Stepladder Finals for a PBA Tour title. This is a phenomenally talented player, bowls for Team Canada, Wichita State alum, getting his first crack at that PBA title, and it meant a lot to him when he was talking with me about it shortly before the Stepladder round began.
Very talented player out of Canada. I'm glad that he finally joined the PBA Tour and paid off nicely not too long ago when he captured his first regional title.
Great and powerful Pete McCordick gets us into this match.
That's Mr. 300. He bowled, I think he was the first one to bowl a 300 game for $100,000.
That was the first six-figure check for a 300 game, huh?
Yeah, I believe so. 1987.
Yep.
Gable House, Torrance, California. I remember him standing on the approach for that 12th shot.
You could see him shaking.
He was visibly shaking.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And then just pried it off. It was high flush. And I remember him standing at the foul line, like arms raised.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Pete is
class act.
He's a great people. No question about it.
His brother I don't like much. Paul? Yeah, he beat me at the Senior Masters a couple years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's a jerk.
Hey, both of them can still throw the rock, man.
Yeah, they're both good. I found that out firsthand when Paul beat me at the Masters 2 years ago. Did I mention that his brother Paul beat me at the Masters 2 years ago?
No, you didn't know.
Well, he did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm still not over it. Can you tell?
Not at all. Oh man, is he going to trip a 9 with urethane? Indeed he is. He's tripped 2 pins and a 9 pin now on 17 with that urethane piece.
Well, let me just say this, John Mark. Some days you're the dog, some days you're the hydrant. Right now, Tommy Jones is the dog, and he's the top dog. He's getting all the nice breaks, and a lot of that is due to the fact that he is using urethane. First look at Frankie Lavoie.
Definitely not playing from out. So that strategy is gone.
He's going to be close to third arrow. Oh. Remember we watched his last couple of shots in practice and he almost left a 5-pin and it tripped late. This is a very weak 10. Watch how the 6-pin goes to the sidewall, just lays in the gutter.
Dies there, yeah.
Yeah, that ball was kind of DOA when it got there. He's got a unique start to his approach where he takes his index finger and actually comes off the ball and then presses that tip of the index finger against the ball through the rest of his swing. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Bad sign. Flat 10, flat 10. Great game. Beautiful positions at the foul line. But not getting the ball through the pins correctly early on.
Does that possibly, that inability to get the ball to move through the pins the way they'd like to, as Francois unfortunately whiffs the 10-pin spare for an open frame, does that have anything to do with the fact that some oil's carrying down because Tommy's throwing urethane?
I'm sorry, one more time?
You know, Tommy's carrying some oil down with that urethane ball. I'm wondering if that's making it more difficult for his opponents to get the ball to move through the pins the right way. Absolutely.
I mean, they're playing pretty much the same zone. And Tommy's dragging oil on that same line all the way down to the head pin.
I'll tell you what, look out, folks.
And the more oil he pushes down there, the more hold Tommy Jones is going to have. Exactly. So now when the other players try to get to that same zone with the big, strong bowling balls, guess what? They can't hold that same line. and then they go to a ball that rolls sooner. By the time that ball does get there, it hits so flat that it's not going to get the corners out.
3 in a row for Tommy Jones. He looks locked in as he's looked the whole stepladder final so far. These are two beautiful shots from Tommy Jones. Check out the leverage at the line. Classic game of a future Hall of Famer. Frankie's got a lot of work to do now, Randy. That's a good shot. That's not fair. There you go.
Yeah, I gave it a really good touch there at the bottom to get the 10 out.
But after that open frame, he's got some serious work to do. That's a tug. Saw it off his hand. That was a tug. You knew it too. You could tell with that body language. Okay, covers that spare. I expect Tommy to apply the pressure here, Randy. Continue to make things seem more and more out of reach for Frankie.
Remember what I said at the top of the show, in that if Tommy Jones finds a home with the urethane, he could be a handful because of what he's doing to his shot and also what he's doing to the other player's ball reaction. That was right.
Oh my goodness.
He actually got that a couple boards right and went Brooklyn.
How is that possible?
Because of how dry they are up front.
That's a fried front, man. Whew.
Because of how far right he is. That reminds me of my ball reaction back in the 80s.
I mean, what adjustments he going to make on 18 after a shot like that?
I think he needs to parallel left, keep his target in front of him. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, really, that's the only thing you would expect to happen if he does go a little bit soft in the pocket, which would be a flat 10. But right now, I mean, he's got a commanding lead, 4-bagger, spare step here. Frankie Lavoie has already got an open frame in the second with a whiff spare. Frankie's got to come get him, and the only way he catches Tommy, if Tommy spares here, is by throwing a 5-bagger.
Pitch from Frankie there.
Needs a lot more of that.
Definitely.
Get back in this match. You can see he's a good, 3 and 4 boards left with Tommy Jones, especially where Tommy threw it on the right lane when he went Brooklyn. Hand up the back, really rolling it heavy. Question I have now is what's Tommy going to do with the last 2 shots? Remember, Brooklyn on the right lane, flat 10 on the left.
Yeah, he's got some thinking to do.
Players constantly making calculations based on every shot thrown. All right, gives Tommy something to think about. He still needs 3 more of those in a row to catch Tommy. Nice little shot here. High flush, all 10 go down now. TJ, last shot on this lane, Brooklyn. Worst thing that could happen is him make an adjustment and go light.
Yeah, I mean, if he ends up just with a flat 10, it's...
Flat 10's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 2 pin, 2-8, 2-8-10 combination.
Right. That's inside of that last shot for sure, and a beautiful shot from Tommy Jones.
Dave Ferraro and Tony Westlake were the best at that shot back in the day when we used urethane on tour. It's called the high hard one. You just amp up the speed and pipe it right to the 1-3. That's exactly what TJ did there. Now another strike here in the 7th for a little insurance.
That was a shot off the stand, man.
It's okay. Tommy Jones gets to finish on the right lane. He struck every time on the right lane. Nice looking shot here. He'll figure out how to tweak that to get the weak 10 out. As long as he doesn't get soft or too soft with his speed, he's fine.
Right, we've seen him experience several maximum penalties for getting a little soft, big splits, especially last game. As you said, Randy, Frankie definitely needs to keep striking here to catch up. 5-bagger's ideal, but it all starts with 1 in a row in this frame here. Working on a double.
Still in it. The youngster hanging tough with the cagey veteran. Gets a nice break here, carrying. This shot here should carry a lot, but that's not been the case here in this center this week.
Yeah, the experience gap is part of the story here, Randy. We've got a 16-time PBA titleist against a kid who, for the first time in his life, is bowling for a PBA Tour title.
Unbelievable pin action. I mean, this guy has so much hand and plenty of ball. Normally you see this hit from a player that doesn't have a whole lot of hand. They go light, the pins maybe react a little heavy, and they leave a half pocket 5-7.
Well, if I'm Frankie, I'm definitely going for it. I mean, it's...
You have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe 4 boards left with his feet and 1 or 2 with the target and flatten the hand a bit.
Yeah,
Great shot.
Yeah, I knew Frankie had it in him to convert that split, but he's going to need some help from Tommy.
And great cover there. Tommy Jones at 229 right now if he spare strikes off the sheet. Frankie Lavoie is at 206.
How big is that missed single pin from Frankie early on?
Huge. Right now, it's all about Tommy Jones, the high hard one of the 1-3. Look out. Oh, he actually got that left, skidded a little bit farther, and that was the result, the ring 10. But that's okay. Tommy Jones, spare here in the 8th. Good count, 9th and 10th with spares. He'll be, we'll give him the high 220s. Frankie would have to strike out to get close to that. If Tommy Jones goes 9 spare strike, 9 spare 9, he shuts out Frankie Lavoie. Big shot coming up here in the 9th frame for Tommy Jones. A strike. He saves count, sets up the 10th frame. This is the shot that either gives Frankie Lavoie life, hope, or tells Frankie, hey, it's game over. But think about it. If Tommy gets up there and goes 7 and then miss, all of a sudden we have a brand new ball game.
Oh, no doubt. I think he puts this one in the hole. It's just a matter of whether he's going to carry that 10.
Last time on this lane, flat 10. The last ball in the right lane, ring 10.
All right, is he going to carry? And he does. A light swisher strike there for Tommy Jones on 17. Big shot, and like you said, Randy, it's pretty much lights out for Frankie.
This was the big one. Now Tommy just needs a mark in the 10th and good count if Frankie were to strike out. But that strike there in the 9th frame really sets up this match and sets the tone. Basically sends a message to Frankie, hey, this is over, it's my game. Now, for Frankie Lavoie, his mindset is, well, I'm going to strike out and force him to mark because, as we've seen throughout the course of this tournament, anything can happen in the 10th frame.
Boy, if he could only have bowled on late 18 the whole match.
It's bowled a nice game.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, how big is that missed single pin spare looking now?
Devastating.
All right, one more. He makes Tommy Jones mark in the 10th. Put him in the 220s. Tommy Jones already there. If he doesn't strike on this ball, Tommy Jones will get a free pass into the title match. Done. Tommy Jones will bowl for the title. Well done, Mr. Jones. Well done. See, Tommy's migrating just a little bit farther left. He's getting pretty close to the third arrow.
And we were talking yesterday about the only person to win 17 PBA Tour titles being Carmen Salvino. Tommy Jones now puts himself in position to join Carmen as a 17-time PBA Tour titleist.
Just for the record, you said that. I didn't. So,
Okay.
not that.
In
Not
case
that
I jinxed the poor guy.
yeah, not that what you said is not factual.
Right.
It is.
I know.
but
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Qualifying leader, German leader, Troup will be coming on. He'll take some practice. And we'll get started in our championship match. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great weekend here. We have one game left. Tommy Jones versus Troup, one-time winner of the PBA Tour competition, 9-time regional champion. Immediately after this game, we will award the winner as check and award, so please stick around. For the final time, let's start them off with a nice round of applause here.
Here we go, boys. This is for the wheat.
Nice.
Tommy Jones and top seed Troup.
Nice of you to join us.
Thank you, sir.
looks like Tommy's going to start the match, which means he'll finish the match on the right lane. Watch Kyle in practice, and that urethane bowling ball that Tommy Jones has been using has pulled a lot of oil down the lane. I mean, it looks like there's a puddle in front of the head pin.
Yikes.
TJ doing his right-handed impersonation of Jesper Parnevik with one hand, throwing the urethane. I mean, Jesper Svensson. Parnevik's the golfer. Sorry about that. I always get those two mixed up. And they're from the same country.
I'm sure Jesper will take Parnevik's bank account, though.
I don't know. Jesper's been bowling so good, he may have more money than Parnevik.
He has been.
But Jesper Svensson is the two-handed left-hander that likes to throw urethane on our tour.
Oh, no.
First shot on the right lane, the gentleman that I like to officially call the dude, Kyle Troup.
What did you call his dad, Guppy?
We just called him Guppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting enough.
And, you know, I've got this, I just, for whatever reason, I just want to touch his hair. I don't know what it is. I just want to see if there's anything alive in there.
It's not easy resisting the urge. I will concede that.
It's all serious business now, then.
Yeah, I think if you reach deep enough, you pull out a Buick if you wanted to.
All right, and a nice strike there for Kyle Troup, looking for a second title. First title coming at the summer swing. He beat Marshall Kent on the Wolf oil pattern. Tommy Jones working on a strike. Right lane, see if he can double up, take a quick lead. Left of left, and pays for it.
Hey, at least it's a makeable split now.
Albeit the baby split, but it's still a split. A little quick and a little aggressive, and this was pull right off his hand. He's like just hoping for the best at that point.
I've seen so many guys chop the three off of this this weekend, Randy. There you go. Textbook coverage of the baby split by Tommy Jones.
Now that wasn't his full straight spare shot. That had a little curve to it, but he's throwing urethane. He knows exactly what the lanes are giving him. And so he felt that was the best way to shoot that. It was perfect. You know, the thing that scares me about Kyle Troup, if I'm Tommy Jones, is that even though Kyle's a two-hander, he can go really straight. Kyle can go as straight as anybody and go up the boards, parallel to the wood, and that's what you need to do right now. With all that oil that's down in the back part of the lane, straighter is definitely greater. Hello. It's amazing the difference in the pin action for the one-handed bowlers when using urethane. Now, Jesper Svensson, when he throws the urethane with the two-hand,
It's turned into baby powder.
it's like bowling ball going through balsa wood. It's just sick. Back to back on the right lane for Kyle Troup. Well, that's the one killer is when it's that fast and that straight and the ball pushes that long. The tendency is to leave ringing 10s for right-handers. All right, we're all even, folks. Just talked with DJ Archer, who's rooming with Tommy Jones, and he said, you know, that call on the urethane bowling ball was his idea. Now, with that being said, DJ Archer did hit him pretty hard the last 3 or 4 games using urethane in match play today. But he said, hey, Tommy bowled 160 against me on the fresh. I'm the one that told him to use urethane.
Carry woes continue for Kyle Troup. The corner pins are tormenting him at this point. You can see it in his face. Really disappointed. He's putting the ball in the hole and just has 9 counts to show for it.
Right now, Kyle wishes that he could use some adult verbiage, if you will.
Absolutely.
I mean, because let's face it, he's stewing inside, and he should be. I mean, he's hit the pocket every ball. He's got 1 strike.
That's what it's all about, fellas, right there. And by the way, one of the nicest looking Xtra Frame Tour trophies we have seen by Lions Engraving and NEA Trophies. A gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Here it weighs about 30 pounds.
Beautiful trophy.
It's about the amount of weight I hope to shed someday soon.
That's about the amount of weight you've put on this weekend, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
With these cookies from behind us, I'll tell you what.
Have another chocolate chip cookie. I mean, you didn't see me just diving face first into a plate of cookies.
A basket of them, yeah.
Okay, maybe I did. All right, Tommy Jones now. Again, first player looking for a double. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, hey, first player that doubles wins this match. You want it?
Yeah, that's a good call. Got a hold, and it does. It's urethane. Of course, it lays off. Nice, nice shot from Tommy there.
That's about as straight as you'll see anybody playing third arrow. Remember the pockets is 17 board, 17 and a half board, right? That was like at 15 and a half.
Yeah. Sent that one right. Oh, and averts disaster yet again, Randy.
That's where you put both hands up and kind of give it the whoa sign, you know, or simmer down sign, and just pick up your spare ball and shoot the 7 pin and move on.
Check out this pin action, almost a 5-7. 5 just falls late.
That was almost a 5-count bucket.
Crumbles the bucket.
Or as I like to call it, half a loaf.
Yeah, that was flirting with disaster for sure for Tommy Jones.
Easy there, Motley Crue. There you go. All right. Scary part is that Kyle Troup looks like he can hit the pocket at will. Bad part is his carry stinks.
He seemed to be able to create some, just a pinch more angle there, Randy, and got the ball to move through the pins much more effectively.
That ball actually back end, it had a little more back end to it. Watch it come off the end of the pattern.
Right there, yeah.
So it was probably something that he did with his hand and his wrist at the bottom of the swing to get it to turn over just a pinch more. Again, Kyle Troup, that with the two-handed style, really good at going straight, going with the wood, up the boards, however you want to call it, but he can go down and in with the best of them.
He needs that messenger.
Unbelievable. Oh, that ball could have flat 10, even on 47 feet, but it is. I mean, some ring 10s, some flat 10s, some bad carry. Has not missed the pocket yet. Has 2 strikes to show for his efforts here through 6 frames. It's frustrating, but you got to keep your head. You got to keep your mental focus. It's been a grind all day. One more game, keep grinding, see what happens. Unless Tommy Jones starts running away with it, you know you're still in it. Figure out a way, will the pins down. Just keep throwing it where you're throwing it. Who knows, the lanes might transition enough to where you start striking where those other shots weren't. For Tommy Jones, well, it's been your thing for 3 games now. And he's got the lead halfway through the title match. All right, he's happy with that because he got the 5 out.
Yeah.
You think I'm kidding? This ball's falling back all the way, and it's your thing.
Never seems to grab.
Unbelievable. Some of the pin action here, I mean, he's had the best with urethane going down the lane, and again right there, just getting that 5 barely to go, and even the 7. It is an old-fashioned bare-knuckle grind out.
No doubt. It's been that way all weekend, Randy. It's been astonishing to watch these guys grind it out in a pretty grueling scoring environment the last couple of days.
You're looking at a player who knows how to grind them out. He's a former U.S. Open winner. U.S. Open is synonymous with tough, hard, grinding out. I mean, he's been there and done that. So he's got the experience in his corner. He's been here before. 16 tour titles to only 1 for Kyle Troup. However, that's why we play the game. All right, 7th frame.
Light shaker strike. He's not pleased with it, but I'm sure he will not argue with the X that's about to appear.
Trust me, he's okay with it.
Oh, yeah.
He is more than okay with it. Kyle Troup looking for his first double. Needs to strike here in the 7th and 8th. Can actually take the lead with 2 strikes here.
Yeah, he's just praying for carry at this point, Randy.
Has not missed the pocket in 6 frames.
Nice shot. Beautiful shot.
Yep.
Beautiful shot from Kyle.
Ball reaction looks a little bit better on the right lane
Yeah.
for Kyle here in the last couple of shots. The problem is he has to finish the match on the left lane.
Boy, does he want this one bad, though, Randy. Re-racking.
Yep.
Giving himself some time thinking about it.
Can take the lead right here.
Huge, huge shot for Kyle Troup stepping up right now. Little hop and a skip at the foul line there, but ball recovers and gets the light hit strike on 17. A huge shot for Kyle Troup.
He could easily have the front 8 right now, and at worst, be shooting 270. Instead, it's a 1-pin match. Tommy Jones now gets up working on a strike. What a game. Kyle Troup is bold. I mean, every ball flush in the pocket. Tommy Jones only missing the pocket once. That was in the second frame on this lane.
Looks left off his hand, but boys are laying off a bizarre pin action. Are you kidding?
What hit the 10-pin? The bowling?
I don't know.
Was it the bowling ball? Hang on, watch this. It almost was the bowling ball. That is some crazy pin carry.
Bizarre, man. Thanks for the slow-mo, Phil.
Let's see if we can find what pin it is. I don't even know. I'm watching the wrong one. One more time, Phil. Can't tell.
Wow.
It almost looked like the 9-pin.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's, in the words of Johnny Carson, that's wacky.
Indeed it was.
Tommy Jones now looking to extend the lead, set up the 10th frame. Uh-oh.
Walk.
Tommy Jones can strike here in the 9th frame and cannot be shut out no matter what Kyle Troup does. Tommy can strike out for 248. The best Kyle Troup can shoot right now, 239. So this is a big shot. If Tommy does not strike here, Kyle Troup can strike out and win this. Are you with me?
Absolutely. Just waiting for Tommy to step up. Where'd he go?
He's working on his thumb hole.
Okay. So he felt something in his delivery that he didn't like, and he's turning around to work it out. Tommy's ready. He's resetting for this big, big shot in the 9th. As Randy was saying, if he strikes here, there's nothing Kyle can do to shut him out.
Yeah, but this shot in between, I mean, this is taking forever. In between these two shots, there's a thing called rhythm.
There's also a thing called the pin action that Tommy Jones has been getting throughout the Stepladder finals, Randy. It's been a sight to behold.
There's a thing called Moxie, too, and he's showing it right now.
Wow.
How about this little maple Moxie and just the tickler carrying that little Wally 7-8?
Okay.
Tommy Jones finessing his way to possible title number 17 with urethane.
Tommy Carmen Salvino.
Kyle Troup still has a little say in what's going on here, though. He can strike out, put all the pressure back on Tommy Jones. If he strikes out, 9th and 10th, he forces Tommy Jones to double the 10th.
This has been his good lane, too. I would expect a packed strike from Kyle Troup on 18. Messenger comes across and tomahawks the 10th pin down. A huge strike for Kyle in his 9th frame.
That was filthy. Straight up third arrow, 14-15 board. Massive Messenger just comes over and slaps the 10-pin silly.
He fist pumped and then his fro fist pumped afterwards. Did you see that? The fro just...
I'm going to take your word for it.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
You did say it had its own gravitational pull. So.
Indeed.
All right, 3 more just like it forces Tommy Jones to double in the 10th. Title number 2 on the line for Kyle Troup. Title number 17 on the line for Tommy Jones. Jonesboro, Arkansas, coming to you live with Xtra Frame action, and what great action it is. 10th frame.
It's got to lay off, and it does. High flush strike for Kyle in the 10th. Couldn't have packed it any more powerfully than that.
This is what makes this kid so impressive, and how straight he can go with that two-handed style, because quite honestly, everybody, when they watch the two-handed style, they equate it to power, hook, lots of area covered on the lane with that bowling ball, and to watch him do this and go this straight is impressive. I tell you, if I come back reincarnated, I'm never using my thumb again, ever.
Come on back. That's got to come on back. It does not light. It leaves the 2.
It looked wide. It looked wide immediately as soon as it left his hand. All right, a spare here. Tommy Jones needs the first hit. A spare here. Tommy Jones gets 9. It's over. Kyle Troup's a winner. All right. One more time, Tommy Jones needs to strike first ball in the 10th frame to win title number 17.
Tommy Jones pures it on lane 18. He will tie Carmen Salvino with 17 PBA Tour titles. How about that? Tying a legend of Carmen Salvino's ilk on the all-time PBA Tour title list. Tommy wins throwing urethane the whole time. He told me before the Stepladder finals that was going to be his A game. He was going to try the urethane and see how it did for him, and we see how it did for him very, very well indeed. Tripping 2 pins, tripping 7 pins, messengers across the pin deck. Even had a crossover Brooklyn strike at one point. It's been an amazing spectacle from Tommy Jones. His 17th PBA Tour title. He will now tie Carmen Salvino on the all-time PBA Tour titles list, who before this moment was the only player to win 17 titles. He is now joined by Tommy Jones.
Thanks, guys. How about a nice round of applause for your champion, Tommy Jones. Tommy, title number 17. And this tournament, because of the old pattern, is there anything but easy? What made you decide to use urethane for the Stepladder finals?
I hadn't been very good in the press, the other 3 times we've done it. So I was just kind of looking for something kind of with the rest of them, and they did a little bit, and I played pretty good. I already talked about it, just went with it, and unfortunately it worked out.
Do TJ your roommate this week?
He's going to be like a nice lady back there. Yeah, he can be my help.
Well, because he was the one that said he actually talked to you into using the urethane.
He did. I wouldn't even try it if he hadn't done it.
Seriously?
No, I really wouldn't try it. I mean, 47 feet, they're pretty tight. When you think this is really doing, but it's kind of a grasp, trying to find something that works, and it did.
What does winning your 17th title here in Jonesboro, Arkansas mean to you?
Well, the fans have been amazing. The prior state season has been amazing. So much. Sponsor calls. Some of this person I've already been here, but I think we got back to being
Tommy, thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Tommy Jones.